Welcome guys. Yes, we have another guide for the Temtems. This time is very special. Something I really want to highlight with you guys is this very important thing you must do before you reach the third island. Hopefully you guys are not on the third island yet. And the second to that is how to catch and what are the tricks in catching Temtems without wasting and spending lots of resources. So let's get into it. First, I want to show you guys some of the gears that will be essential to catch Temtems and train them. This Coden's Cloak is a very nice item. What it allows you to do is allows you to bring XP for the Temtems that's not fighting. Because I often have breeded a really nice Temtem at level 1 and it doesn't get XP unless it survives the fight, which it always dies when it comes out. So getting this cloak will be essential. I'll show you guys where I got it. So after the cloak, which allows you, to breed and train small Pokemons or small Temtems, you do really want some nice items that allows you to catch them. One of the best ones is a 4-Leaf Clover. These items increase the chance of catching a wild Temtem when you are using the items from the Temtem that's holding it. For example, if I give this item to Tataru here, when I use a Temtem card from Tataru, this will increase the chance of me catching it. There's one more thing you want to look at when catching Temtems, is that we know the elemental tables. For example, a water Temtem will do less damage to a water Temtem, and the same type usually do less damage for it. What you want to do is you want to find a way to lure the wild Temtems to hit a Temtem that has a great counter against it. I'll give you guys an example. For example here, we'll go with this one. So Babawa is a very interesting Temtem. It has natural, it has water. So what that means is if you are trying to catch a Babawa, and if you have a tamed Temtem on your team that has pretty much, it has pretty much the nature, and it is a nature Temtem, when Baraha hits it, it will do almost no damage to it because it is also nature and water. It will do likely half or 1/4 of the damage. So that's something you want to highlight to keep in mind when you're catching the Temtems. What we're going to be looking at is there's a really nice Temtem we can catch with a really high speed and also high special attack. I'll show you guys where to catch it. So to catch this one, it is a water Temtem. In order to stop this doing too much damage to you while you're catching it, because to be honest, you take a half hour to get there, you'll be fighting them, and you'll be trying to use your cards on it. You want to get it as low as possible, and before you know it, you're out of HP. You either spend lots of money buying potions with palms to heal 25 or 80 HP, or you have to run back and forth, and that's not effective. So I came up with a way to pretty much catch it with the Osera with almost no loss of HP. So what we do first is we're gonna have 4-Leaf Clover on a unit that I want to be catching, and that unit will be helping me to do damage to the Temtem. So this unit will be under my team, and also I want to lure on Nessa. So what that turns into is I'm going to position them properly. The position is very key here. So Tataru has the 4-Leaf Clover, increased chance of catching a wild Temtem. Followed by that, Nyasa has the lure. With water and electric, the enemy water Temtems will do almost little damage to the Nyasa. And followed by that, Nyasa also have the chain lightning and also electric synthesis traits. This allows Nyasa to hit clockwise 3 units, and he'll hit himself as well if he's positioned on the second side, because he goes clockwise. So he hits the unit here, here, and here. After hitting ourselves and baiting all the water Temtems to hit our Nyasa, we lose minimal HP, we also heal everything to full. So this effectively becomes a never-ending cycle of baiting wild Temtems with water Nyasa, recovering HP with chain lightning, and never running out of HP while you're catching your particular Alcinoka here. While you're catching Alcea here. I find this super effective, and this is one of the best ways to catch some high stats Temtem with only expenditure, not in terms of, palms and healings, but rather you just use some of your cards, and you want to maximize your chances by using Tataru to catch it, because Tataru does have the 4-Leaf Clover. So I spoke a lot about using those items. You might not have them, you might come across some of them. So why did I spend a little time earlier saying you don't want to get to the third island before you collect those items. So you want to collect items before you come to the third island. Why is that? Let me show you guys a particular map for it. Here we have the map for the startup area. For this first startup island, where you can catch your little Oceanica, so basically my water horse, is in the Aquamania caves. Once you go into those caves, there are two sections of this cave. The first section will require you to be able to just run around and find a bunch of people where they're catching this particular Pokemon, the Oceania. Second cave will require you to have the skates. You need to get the skate shoes on after completing the second island's pretty much the chain quest. After getting the skates, you're able to travel on the second island and come back to this island to travel here. Once you go into this cave and using the skates, you can find a 4-leaf clover deeper into the caves. It's very important you use your skates here to get the 4-leaf clover, because once you get to the third island, a small spoiler, you will lose your skates. And even if you come back from the third island to the first island, without the skates, you cannot effectively get the 4-leaf clover. And that reduces your chance of catching wild Temtems, and that's not what we wanted. Also, you want the 4-leaf clover to catch any of the Luminia Temtems you find out across the way as well. Where did I get the Cauldron's Cloak is up here. Once you go over here where the first dream leader is captured, coming out of the cave through the water path and going here, you'll be fighting a lot of those Team Rocket guys, and once you fought them, you come to here to pick up the Cauldron's Cloak. This cloak allows you to give experience to a unit without having it to fight in any of the battles. I do not remember where I got the lure from, but I believe if you explore enough places, you should be able to get the lure. If you can't find it, I think it may be somewhere around this area. I need to double check my real place. So the biggest factor is to have the 4-leaf clover for any of the fights. If you don't use your skates after the second island, those skates will be removed from you, and I believe right now there's no way to get it back until the developers update the game further. So you'll forever miss your 4-leaf clover until there's a big update comes. So that's the only thing you need to be aware of. Last thing about catching Temtems after having 4-leaf clover and the ability to lure an enemy into attacking stats effective Temtem which receive reduced damage is about the Temtem cards. The Temtem cards cost 15 and 80 gold respectively. If the Temtem's about to die, I tend to use the more expensive one if I really want to catch it. If it's not very important, I always use the 15 gold one. This is because when you go back to the map, which I'll show you guys, when you go to the map for the second map, when you go back to the map with the hatchery next to it, there's a Temtem freedom section, which you can receive gold by releasing Temtems. So whenever you have the chance of catching Temtems after speaking to those guys, and if you release your Temtem, you make additional gold, and sometimes you make lots of gold if you release lots of Temtems. So what that means is you always want to catch Temtems effectively using the cheapest card, because you earn up to 30, 40 or even 100 gold by catching and releasing a Temtem. So to be economy wise effective, if you catch them cheap and if you release them, ideally you actually farm in gold as well. So that's a small trick as well. So yes, that is the Temtem guide for today. I do want to make more guides, but at the moment I'm a little busy with other things. So what I'll do is once I finish this island, and I believe there's no more island after, I'll plan to make more Temtem guides in terms of picking up the best Temtems, where to catch them, and what are the ways we can make more gold, and what are the ways to catch Temtems effectively. And if there's more things coming, more tips coming, I'll be sharing this with you guys as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.